Welcome to Motivations for Writers. This is a new series I'm doing here on my channel, something I've wanted to create for some time now. And these aren't writing classes. They're not going to be about 3-act structure or how to build suspense or why your second act is sagging. There are a million videos that can help you with those things. This series, it's about something different. This is really about motivation, about how you keep going, about how you keep showing up to the page or to your dream, your goal, your calling, even when you don't feel like it, when you don't feel ready, and that feeling when everything in you wants to quit. I know, I have been there. Because writing is really a metaphor for life and the way we handle rejection, fear, self-doubt, procrastination. It's the same whether you're trying to write a novel, start a business, or just simply live your one life more fully. So even if you're not a writer, stay with me. This series may be called Motivations for Writers, but what I'm really talking about is motivations for humans, for anyone who wants to push past fear, keep growing, and refuse to waste the one shot we all have. I'm Carter Wilson. I'm the USA Today and Publishers Weekly bestselling author of 10 psychological thrillers. I'm a writing coach through my company Unbound Writer and the host of the Making It Up podcast, where I interview authors, creators, dreamers. My books, well, they're dark, they're creepy, they're emotionally intense. It's a little bit different than my personality. I think I'm a mix of intensity and humor because I take the work seriously, but I don't take myself too seriously. I've been in this writing life long enough to know it's not just about waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about discipline, mindset, and persistence. And these are things that I coach my writing students on as well. I feel like when I'm working with a student, so much of the work of writing is psychological and not just how you are structuring your book itself. Because here's the thing that I've come to realize over 20 plus years of doing this. There's a lie that we tell ourselves, and it starts with the words, "I'll be happy when." So I used to think, I'll be happy when I get published. You might be thinking, I'll be happy when I get promoted, when I lose weight, when I finally have enough money. But those goalposts, they always move. And if you live your life waiting for those things to happen, the simple truth is you're going to run out of time. This is your only life. And today I want to talk about how to stop waiting, how to keep going, and how to turn rejection into wisdom instead of a verdict. So let's zoom out for a moment and just consider the simple fact that this is it. This is your one life. And I don't say that to depress you. I say it maybe to wake you up, because most of us live like we get a do-over, like we've got unlimited retries, like someday when things calm down, when the kids are grown, when we have more money, when the stars finally align, that's when we'll chase the dream. But that someday isn't guaranteed. I just recently interviewed the author Kaira Rouda, and she said something that's struck with me ever since. She said, the only way to keep yourself from being a published author is to give up. And think about that. It's not the rejection that kills you. It's not the bad reviews. It's not lack of talent. The only thing that guarantees you don't make it is stopping. Or worse, never trying to begin with. And the same is true in life. The only thing that guarantees you won't live fully is waiting. One day, whether you want to think about it or not, you're going to run out of days. So am I. And on that day, the regrets you carry won't be about the things you tried and failed at. They'll be about the things you never tried at all. And I know that's been said many times before, and it's a cliche, but there's a reason cliches ring true. It's because they're true. No one lies on their deathbed saying, I wished I'd played it safer. What they say is, I wish I'd written that book. I wish I'd taken that trip. I wish I'd said what I really felt. This is your only life. The clock is ticking whether you pay attention to it or not. And that's not meant to scare you. That's meant to free you. Because if you know time is limited, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop worrying so much about other people's opinions. You start focusing on what actually matters. Us writers, we always do this. We always say, I'll be happy when I finish my novel. I'll be happy when I land an agent. I'll be happy when my book hits the bestseller list. But that's the problem. The moment you hit that milestone, your brain moves the target. When I first signed with my agent, I thought I'd finally feel legitimate. And I did, for maybe 48 hours. Then my brain went to, okay, now you need a book deal. See, those are the goalposts moving again. And when I got that book deal, same thing. There was a brief high, and it was a great high, no question. Then, well, now you need great sales. Or now I need for my next book to have a bigger advance. I was always diminishing my space as a writer. And I think this is just how we're wired, and it's not just writers. Buy that dream car and a month later you want the upgraded version, or you hit your goal weight and suddenly you're nitpicking something else about your appearance. Because what we're chasing isn't the thing. It's the feeling we think the thing will give us. Safety, love, validation, respect. The truth is you don't have to wait. You can generate all those feelings right now. And writers, you're not a real author once somebody else validates you. You're an author because you write. It's as simple as that. Everyone else, you're not worthy only when you hit that milestone. You're worthy now. And when you stop chasing from a place of lack, you actually move faster because you're not protecting a fragile ego anymore. You're taking risks. You're submitting the manuscript. You're going after the dream. We've all heard the phrase, it's about the journey, not the destination. But here's the upgraded version of that. The journey is the destination. When I finished my first published novel, I thought I'd finally feel complete. And what actually happened? Again, 2 days of euphoria, then my brain whispered, cool, what's next? And that's life. There's always another mountain. You hit one summit, and there's another waiting. If you don't learn to enjoy the climb, the struggle, the small wins, the setbacks, I can guarantee you'll never feel satisfied. Because life's a hero's journey. You set out with your backpack, you meet allies, you face obstacles, you fight dragons. That's the good stuff. When I was writing The Dead Girl in 2A, I hit a wall about 100 pages in. I had thrown so many things at my character that I couldn't figure out what story could possibly explain all of it. I simply couldn't see the path forward. And a part of me wanted to quit, to start something easier. But I didn't. I showed up. I wrestled with the story. And now, looking back, those frustrating days are some of my favorite memories of that book. The summit matters, but the climb, the sweat, the fear, the persistence, that's where life actually happens. In this life, you're either growing or you're shrinking. There's no neutral. We all know people in their 20s who have already stopped growing. They've decided who they are, and that's it. We also know people in their 80s who are still curious, still adventurous, still learning new things. Growth is uncomfortable. It forces you out of the familiar. But that's where rewiring happens. That's where possibility lives. If you're not growing, you're decaying. Your world gets smaller. Your confidence shrinks. Writers, growth might mean writing a style that scares you, submitting when you don't feel ready, or pushing your characters into darker places. For everyone else, it might mean taking that class, going on that trip, having the hard conversation. Growth is where life is. And keep in mind, there is no perfect time. When I started writing, I fantasized about the perfect writing day, the clean desk, the quiet house, coffee just right. In reality of that, it never happens. There's never the perfect moment to write. Most of my books were written in noisy coffee shops, in airplanes, in hotel rooms, in stolen hours while I was raising little kids. If you're waiting for those perfect conditions, you're going to be waiting forever. I can guarantee you momentum beats perfection every single time. And let's talk a moment about rejection. Rejection is a big part of life. I have experienced a lot of rejection over the years. But if you're tuned in to that right energy, to that right frequency, you reshape it and you see that rejection isn't failure. Rejection is wisdom. Every no is data. Every rejection letter, every silence after a query, every critique. It's not a verdict, it's information. I got an agent with my very first book, but there were 75 rejections before that agent said yes. And then with that agent, my first 3 books didn't sell at all. Lots of rejections, and honestly, each one kind of felt like a death sentence. But over time, I realized these people rejecting me were my teachers. Maybe they were telling me my pacing was off in my stories. Maybe the characters didn't land. Maybe the pitch was weak. Rejection wasn't wasted time. It was tuition. And that's not just with writing. Every relationship, every missed job, every closed door. They all teach you if you're willing to let them. Rejection is not the end of your story. It's just merely a plot twist. But here's something way scarier than rejection. Regret. You'll never regret trying and failing, but you will regret not trying. I've talked to writers who have shelved books, never shown anyone their work, and 20 years later they still wonder, what if? I've talked to people in other fields who've passed on opportunities because they didn't feel ready, and the window closed, and that haunted them. Rejection stings, but it fades. Regret lingers. This is your only life. Don't waste it waiting for permission. And this is important to keep in mind. Big things are just small things all stacked up. Books are written 1 page at a time. Marathons are run 1 mile at a time. Lives are built 1 decision at a time. Don't underestimate momentum. Don't underestimate the power of showing up daily, even when it's small. 200 words a day adds up to a novel. 10 push-ups a day increases your strength. 1 conversation a day adds up to real connection. Small wins create momentum, and momentum creates results. Your environment trains you every day. If your space is cluttered, your mind is cluttered. If your circle is negative, you absorb that. Control what you can, clear your workspace, curate your people. For me, most of the time, Starbucks is my writing space. My brain kicks into gear. Americano, laptop, go. Design your surroundings to pull you towards your goals instead of away. And in this mindset, keep in mind the power of gratitude. Gratitude isn't this fluffy thing, it's power. It changes your lens, it pulls you out of lack. And when you remember this is your only life, gratitude gets sharper. That book you're scared to write, one day, it won't exist because you won't exist. So be grateful you have today and use it. And your words shape your world. Your self-talk is programming. You say things like, I'm stuck, I'll never get there, or I'm not good enough. Those aren't comments, those are instructions to your mind, to your body. They have power, those words, so you need to replace them with things like, I'm learning, I'll figure things out, I'll finish what I start. This is not lying to yourself. This is rewriting your code. So here's my challenge to anyone listening to this. Stop waiting. If you're a writer, tomorrow morning, write 200 words before your brain talks you out of it. And if you're not a writer, take 1 concrete step toward the thing you've been postponing. Do it messy. Do it imperfectly. But do it. Because this is your only life. And the only way to keep yourself from living fully is to just keep waiting. I'm telling you, don't wait. Live now.